And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
Robbie's going to be out there tomorrow.
All right. And you got the email, right? The winner's got I sent it to Giant Sports Talk Live. So the two winners got their tickets.
Nice. Yep. All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here. Postgame, game one between San Francisco Giants, Chicago Cubs. Giants lose 5-1. Back, as I think someone said in there, back to their old ways. I think it was a life insurance. Yeah, there you go, man. There's the Giants. No damn pitching. Today, no damn hitting, with the exception of Bryce Eldridge. Bryce Eldridge is the one he's the only one, man. Him and Arise. That was it. Arise had a hit, and then Eldridge had 3, capping it off with another line drive to right field. And yeah, hey, what are you gonna do? But hey, before we get going, Lou, how about congratulations to the men's soccer? How about that? They pull off a win against Paraguay. How about that? Not too bad.
Yeah, big 4-1 win for game one. I mean, to tell you the truth, they're not really going to play anybody in their pod until Turkey. But I think they're sort of blessed where it's not the last game because both teams could be undefeated and all they got to do is draw and they advance. But no, I thought it was good. Another home team goes after Canada Day tied. But, the place was rocking. It was good. And they had so many chances. You could just tell, they made the other team pay. And they also had a goal that was called back because of the great offsides. But no, good to get off the schneid. Good. Hey, you know what? Anytime you start anything, it's like opening day for them to get the win. It goes well, and then they play their next game up in Seattle before they come back to LA. So no, get off the schneid and prove that you belong. That's really what it's all about.
Absolutely. Let's get straight to the comments here, and then we'll talk about this, Lou. We all know the Giants aren't going anywhere this season. Just got to enjoy the individual player performances and potentially an Eldridge breakout. Yeah, that's where I've been. That's where I've been for some time. Whether it's Eldridge or Lee or Rise, hey, those are the guys I like watching. RJ says the end. I love the end by the Doors. Little morbid, but a damn good song. I wish we could play it.
Good call.
Unless you want to pay it for the copyright, which is probably a couple of $100, maybe even $1,000 damn dollars for each time you play it. How about that? How about them apples? No thanks. Anyways, let's get to the game, Lou. I mean, sucked. We talked about it on Wednesday with the dramatic win. Now you had a day off. They come back Friday and they look flat. First and foremost, Roop had nothing, it seemed. What I mean by nothing, when you got to throw 105 pitches and you don't even complete 5 innings, got a problem there. You got a problem. And look, he was, Susak, he could have been out a lot worse, right? Because Susak saved them with a bunch of strike 3 calls with the challenge. Otherwise, he might have been out by the 4th. Who knows? Or even before the 4th. But he only allowed 4 hits. But then again, he walked a couple of guys. Those wind up haunting him. And he got tagged for how many did he get tagged for? Was it 4 of the 5, right?
Thought.
Yeah. 4 of the 5. because then they bring in Miller, and it's funny. I get the left on left. I get it. But why don't you bring in Hinches? I would have rather bring in Hinches because Miller has been shown that he hasn't been very reliable, and the game was still close. And what does he do? He gives up a freaking shot. It was a damn water shot to another lefty, Michael Bush, and then it was 5-0. And at that time, it was, even though there was miracles on Wednesday, you just kind of knew, right, Lou, that the game was over.
Yeah, a couple things that are very alarming to me is, we've talked about it with these young guys like Roop, McDonald. When they haven't pitched a whole season, you could tell Roop, his last 5 starts, he's 0-5. Okay, he hasn't won in 5 starts. He hasn't pitched that well. And how we talk about Eldridge is having a great month. How about Miller pitching? Do people forget what happened last time he was here? His ERA must be close to 20 for this month. So, it's sort of alarming when you think about it. He came in, gave up a run. He gave up 3 the other day where he couldn't even get anybody out, and he was thinking to himself, like, what am I doing wrong? And Miller's important in that bullpen for as thin as we are.
Yes.
But worst of everything, I said early in the season, I never want to see Walker in a Giants uniform again. And he made an appearance. It really pissed me off. I don't want to see that bum. I don't care.
They labeled him the fireman. Lou, they labeled him the fireman. You know what I think? You know what's a better label? Now, granted, he had a good outing today, so I'm not going to be too hard.
But it didn't mean anything. No pressure.
No, it didn't. Yeah, it was no pressure. Good point. I would consider him an arsonist. He's not a fireman. He doesn't put out fire, as you can see in our background. Fully engulfed. He's more of an arsonist. We'll see. Maybe he'll change my mind. Maybe I could. Hey, let's put the little fireman hat on him, and then but no, man.
And then the other thing too is how Walker came up. The Giants again made a lot of movement. Seymour, I guess, hurt himself, so they put him back down. Walker comes up. I just don't want to see him at all. I don't care. Get Walker.
Me neither.
I don't want to see him because you know what? I don't give a crap what he does in AAA. That means nothing to me. I've heard this before. I heard the off season, so it's one of those things. Again, if he's going to pitch, the Giants need to be down 10 runs or they need to be up 10 runs when it means nothing. That's the only way I want to see him in. It's sort of like that little kid who's playing right field. Guys, he's in left field because we just need a 9th guy so we don't forfeit. Nobody hit the ball to him, like the Bad News Bears with what's name and right. So that was my one thing. I mean, Eldridge was nice to see, especially going deep, especially off his last game. But, what happened to the rest of the team? What happened? Did everybody have a party on Wednesday and last night and that show up today?
Tell you what, it's a great point, Lou. Let's do tail of the tape, and we'll show you exactly. If you didn't watch the game, we'll show you exactly what we're talking about the offense. Here we go.
And now, today's Giants in Review on Giants Sports Talk Live.
Drive into center field.
Got him.
There you go. There's the final score. Giants lose 5-1. Giants are now 14 games back, I should say, to 14 games under 500. They are now 28-42. Chicago 36-34. 5 runs on 6 hits for Chicago. They had 2 errors as well. San Francisco, 1 run, again, off of the solo shot from young Bryce Eldridge on 4 hits, no errors. Winner is Assad. Loser is Roop. He is now 5-7. Here's the lineup, guys. There's a lot of zeros. Matter of fact, only the first 2 guys in the lineup are the only ones that were able to record hits. Arias had a hit. Eldridge had 3 hits, plus one of those being a solo shot to right field. I'm sorry. Schmidt, 0-4. Devers, 0-4. Lee, 0-4. Adames, 0-4. Chapman, 0-4. Gilbert, 0-4. Susac, 0-4. But Chapman did draw a walk. Lee's hitting streak comes to an abrupt end. Still batting 333. Hey, I'll take it. Runners in scoring position, not many opportunities again because not very many guys are on base. Four guys were on base. Well, if you want to count the home run, of course he was on base, but 4 guys. That was it. Roop only 4 2/3. Again, threw 105 pitches in 4 2/3. 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, which one of those walks absolutely killed him. 5 strikeouts. He had a strikeout pitch. Again, he had some help with Susac. And look, they were in the zone, so I'm not going to sit there and criticize. But if it wasn't for the ABS, who knows which way those could have gone. But hey, good on Susac to be able to get those strikes. Miller crapped the bed, pitched a third of an inning, but there was that one mistake pitch to Michael Bush, and he into McCovey Cove for a 3-run shot. And that just put the game out of reach. Hell, the game was out of reach when it was still 2-zip. So Brubaker was not so bad. He came in for 2 innings, but again, he's not going to be available anymore. How many did he even throw? He threw 21 pitches. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Allowed 1 hit, had 1 strikeout. Hinches had a clean inning. Walker had a clean inning. So, hey, it is what it is. Like you said, Lou, though, there was no pressure whatsoever as far as what Miller was coming into. It might have been a different story if he was facing some pressure, but it is what it is. Again, the team has been hitting, and today they didn't. And this is what sucks about a season, right, Luke? Because there's times where your team will be hitting, but if the pitching ain't pitching, guess what? All that run for your offense is kind of goes by the wayside because your guys didn't pitch the ball. Now, if the Giants start pitching again, maybe the hitting starts failing. But today, it was a failure on both counts as far as the pitching and the hitting.
Yeah, there's a game called strikeout when you're competing against somebody and you're pitching against them. But, you win as a team, you lose as a team. And one of the biggest Giants problems is they came off one of their most emotional wins of the year.
Yes.
And they come back and almost lay a goose egg. And I brought this up the other night when we had probably one of the most exciting games last year against the Philadelphia Phillies with a 3-run inside the park homer. They came back and lost the next day 13-1.
Yeah.
So one of the things about the Giants, it's tough for these guys to put back-to-back victories. It's only the first game of the series. I also think something that I just want to bring up is, baseball is sort of a routine, Eric. So tonight's game started at a certain time. Tomorrow is a night game because of TV completely different. The game starts at 7:15 tomorrow. And then Sunday, the game starts at 12:05 or 12:10. So,
wow.
Again, I know these guys are professionals, but baseball is a game of routine. Hitting, to get ready, you stretch 2 hours before, I'm just using it as an excuse because I don't like it because it makes our job tougher because sometimes we don't know what time we come on the post-game show, but it's just, something different,
Yeah.
I mean, it's because, Sunday, 12 o'clock, it's like, okay, are they competing against the NBA? I'm not even sure what time.
I wonder if to compete. I wonder if it has to do with the World Cup, Lou, tomorrow.
It could be World Cup or, they're going to maybe Stanley Cup again. I don't know because the way the games go, but it's one of those things. But overall, tonight they just came out flat. And I think one of the things that happened too is they were off yesterday. The Cubs went to Colorado where they lost the first 2 games in the series. And then they got healthy in Colorado. And then they come right here and they got healthy again. So, we use that phrase a lot. It's who you play when you play. But, again, the Giants whole season and something we got to look forward to is obviously Eldridge is making great steps. But beside Webb and his last 2 starts, can you think of any other starter that has sort of been above average? And
McDonald, maybe McDonald, right? That's about it.
I'm just saying it's sort of hard to think. You know what I mean? I mean, we all remember Webb's last 2, but these starters need to show up. And, we've talked about this. If the Giants are going to make trades, first of all, we need a stopper. So that's priority 1. But the number 2 is, we're just going through our bullpen so quick. It's only June 12th. Summer hasn't even started yet. And it feels like every game, 5 or 6 relievers, and I think, Eric, you brought up a great point today. Brubaker, he pitched 2 innings, but it's 21 pitches. It's also the pitches between innings. It's also the pitches he pitches in the bullpen to get ready. So, it's one of those things where it all adds up, and we just need consistency on both sides. And it makes the Giants more enjoyable. To tell you the truth tonight, you brought up a great point. It was over when they were down 2-0. You sort of got that vibe. You know, at least yesterday they got little chunks. You know, they were down 9-1. I mean, to tell you the truth, the most exciting thing today, and the only thing I heard a cheer beside Eldridge, is the groundskeepers, because the mound was so bad they had to come out. That was the only cheer I saw. So when that happens, you know it's a rough game. It happens.
It is. There's a couple of chats I want to get to. Oh, hold on. I miscued it. Hold on. Where the hell is it? Where are you at? Hold on. Let me find it. No. I don't want to miss this because this is a good one.
Good.
Where did you go? This is the one I wanted. Hold on. Yep, there we go. That's the one I wanted. NorCal, something you mentioned, Lou.
I've been saying it for 2 weeks.
Is Casey starting to drag a little, guys? Maybe, right? It could. I mean, hey, it's not hard. It's hard, man, to play a whole 162 game season,
and he's not used to it. Remember, the last 2 years he's been constantly injured. It's hard, and you know, I know Eldridge doing now, but he still feels like a lot of pressure on him.
Correct,
because Arias comes through, and he's got to come through, or they have no chance to win. So mentally, he might just be exhausted too. But yeah, I think he's tired.
That may be playing.
Speaking of that, what did you think of the new lineup tonight?
I like it. Again, because they're because the guys are hitting. You got to keep Chapman low in the lineup. I'm glad that they did that, because then there's no pressure. There's no pressure on Chapman.
Exactly.
And
he's
I'm
a
okay
great
with
7 hitter. He's just not a good 3 or 4 hitter. Okay.
Arias, I like him batting leadoff. I have no problem him batting leadoff. Schmidt batting second is okay. No, I mean, Eldridge batting second, I thought was good. You brought him up in the lineup, and then you got Schmidt after him, and then Devers. Again, Devers needs to do more. I don't know. Dude, he is an enigma, man. I don't know how he has a horrible April. Well, I understood why he had a horrible April, but then he fights through it in May, and now here in June, he stinks again. I don't know what it is, man. Whatever. So it is what it is.
Here's something about him that worries me. We're in game Casey? 70. No, Devers. We're in game 70. He's already at 93 strikeouts.
I know. It's horrible, dude. It's bad. It's bad. It's so weird, man.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I just wanted to bring that up. That's
terrible,
a lot,
dude.
So. And
I'm not liking it, man, because look, the guy's got to go out there and produce. There's no more excuses. The first month I get it, because you missed a full month of spring training, so your timing has to get down in April. May he started coming around, and now June he's just right back down. And I don't know what it is, but it's unacceptable. You got to do better. His defense, defense has been great.
Phenomenal, but he's also missing pitches. At least to me, being a fan of pitches, he should hit.
Yeah,
that's
weird,
dude.
To
be right over. Yeah,
so he'll hit the shit that's off the plate, but then, or I should say, make contact off pitches off the plate, but then he just misses the other ones, man. Whatever. But to get back to Casey, I think 100% the guy I think is tired, and that's normal. It's not a dig. It's not an attack. It happens, man. You get tired. You talked about it. You know, when he had those injuries, you know, you're taking time off. You're taking time off when you're injured. You're not out there swinging a bat, playing a position, even though you're hurt. You're not doing that daily grind, so to speak. So, hey, it is what it is. There was another chat, and we could talk a little bit more about that too. Team's ERA. Here, I'll show you what the team's ERA is. Let's take a look. What is the team's ERA? There it is, guys. 23rd in all of baseball, sitting at a 4.56 ERA. The only ones that are worse, the Athletics are bad. Angels, Nationals, Reds, Twins, Astros, Rockies. So there you go.
It's not a winning formula.
It's not gonna get you anywhere. You go as your pitching goes.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure how bad the bullpen's been, but I listened to a show today, Eric. So here's my thing. Here's my question. We're 28 and 42. If we would have had the bullpen we had at the beginning of last year, what would our record be? And people were saying the Giants would probably still be under 500, but probably about 5 games. Do you think the bullpen of last year is worth 9 to 10 more wins? I know they blew 5, but you got to remember last year, what I'm talking about is you had a setup guy in the 8th, and then you had Duvall, who occasionally could do his job.
Duvall and Walker are kind of similar, that they got great stuff, then they have their moments, man.
And then what's his name? Our 8th inning guy who we traded. I mean, he was so good last year.
Oh, Tyler was he was money, dude. He was money.
So I just thought it was interesting. Somebody brought that up, not on one of the local shows. It was a show out of Las Vegas, and they were just talking about the Giants, saying, "Hey, there's so much new stuff with the Giants. We should be patient, But when you think about it, I really never thought about what our record would be if we still had Tyler, in the 8th, and maybe Duvall. Now, Duvall right now, again, isn't good, but, when he was a Giant, he was better than average, I guess is the best way to say it. And here's my question. I would have rather had Duvall than Walker starting the season, especially if you have Tyler.
I didn't want either of them.
Yeah.
But, honestly, I didn't want either of them. Duvall, to me, was not a guy that I could depend on. The guy was just too erratic. Look what he's doing in New York.
Oh, yeah.
He's got like 6 ERA.
Oh, no, I agree. It's over. But, and then I think Chubby Knoll brings up a great point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Cubby Knoll says Cubs broadcast show the Giants bullpen is over 8. Is that it?
But we're like 3rd in the league in hitting, right? So you can't be 3rd in the league and then have an ERA of 8.
And
that's
crazy.
probably why in June I think we're 6 and 9.
Do you see where it's going on here? It's a freaking disaster. In the first month of the season, the Giants hitting was atrocious at the bottom of the entire league. In May, from what was it? Yeah, almost the entire month of May, they led the league in hitting, with the exception of walks. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But then the pitching fell behind. So it just goes to show you, I don't think the club was going into this season to be like, hey, yeah, let's just see what we got. Buster Posey wanted to win, but now it's a mess and everything's been turned on its head. And I think there's going to be drastic changes. Honestly, I think there's going to be drastic changes come trade deadline. I know we're going to probably go down this path in many a time, Lou. It's going to probably be on a daily occurrence where we're talking trades and everything, but it's a disaster. And some of that, of course, is attributed to what Buster Posey did in the offseason. And like you said, Lou, even if the bullpen was better, where would they be? Yeah, I don't think they would be at 500. I think they'd still be a little bit under 500 because of how bad the offense was in April. Because April was a mess.
I never thought of it, so I decided to bring it up. Oh, yeah, complete mess.
But now,
one of these months, we're going to have a great pitching and great hitting, but it's probably going to be so late. And as you said today, Eric, when there's no pressure,
there's when there's no pressure, it's a little bit different. Yeah. So and then of course the pitching has been an absolute disaster. I don't think they expected Ray to be as bad as he has been. I don't think they expected,
especially on a contract year.
Yes, especially on a contract year.
Yeah.
Logan Webb, I don't think they expected him to be bad in his first 10 starts or so. Again, he had that injury. Landon Roop was okay in the beginning, but now he's starting to fall by the wayside. Malley has been a disaster. Hauser has been a disaster. I mean, come on. And then you have no closer. It's a damn mess. And that could all be attributed to Buster Posey. Well, to an extent. Look, it's not Buster Posey's fault that Ray and Webb have been awful, but you could have bolstered that rotation a little bit more than what they did. But whatever, man. This is where we're at right now.
Yeah, this is where we are.
This is where we are, and going forward isn't going to be much prettier. They're not gaining any ground. I mean, what's the lowest that they've gotten over the last? I mean, did they get down to 12? I think. No, where
was the lowest? I think they got back to 11 one time, but then
did we get up to 11? I know we've been sitting at the 12 and 13 for a very long time.
For a while, yeah.
It seems like it's been there for a while, and now here we are, 14 under again. It stinks, man.
Yeah.
It stinks, but whatever. What are we going to do? I hate it. But again, Cubby Noel, thanks for that comment. Like I said, I thought it'd be more than 8 because it's been abysmal. And then look, Oceans. Age is catching up. Age is catching up to Ray. Is it age or they just stink? Oceans. Is it, right? You know what I'm saying? Is it age or he's not very good?
Well,
Adamas, look, he had 2 days off and he comes back with an 0-4.
Yeah, so. I think Eric bought this up the other night. And I know a lot of guys in the chat. We probably have about 85% of the same. But Eric brought up a great point. Not just a point, a great point. The biggest problem with the Giants and the people we just mentioned are 3 starting pitchers, all off injuries. One had Tommy John.
Oh, my God.
The other one had shoulder surgery. The other one had fatigue arm. The Giants got these guys as a 4th and 5th starter and cheap because they came off injuries. And since I've joined Giant Sports Talk Live, Eric has bought up where we literally probably had 2 teams full of injuries of guys we've gotten. If you guys saw in the offseason, we had one guy off an injury and we kept him for a week and got somebody else off an injury. We were supposed to have a guy starting in July who we signed for in the offseason. Now he's not going to go for a while. So that's sort of the Giants and Buster trademark. A guy was good before. We're getting him at 60 cents on the dollar off an injury, and it's failing. You know, so I think it's just a point where, and you guys bought up the last 2. You got to remember, it's another year on their thing. You know, the thing about Chapman is we still got 5 more years of the contract. He's going to be 42 by the time these contracts end. You know, Adamas, same thing. Devers. So it's not that they have big contracts and they're not doing it. It's just that by the end of the contract, they're going to be older and slower. And if they're not hitting now, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
And Senior says, and they were all on 1-year deals, just fillers. No, it's not. You know what they did, Senior? You know exactly what they did? Buster Posey was gambling that they had the young guys in the rotation to do it. He gambled and he came up craps. 100%. He remember all the talk about Birdsong? Oh, Birdsong. He figured something out in the offseason. He looks like he's going to be absolutely fantastic. He came up and absolutely was horrible. And then he eventually blew out his arm. Landon Roop. They're going to rely heavily on Landon Roop. The guy, I don't know, man. I think this jury is still out, to be honest with you. He's had some early success, but now he's starting to fall by the wayside. Maybe they relied on...
And McDonald wasn't even supposed to be here.
And look, and
we got lucky with him.
He showed something at the end of last year, so maybe he was one of the guys that was going to be in the running. So they went out there, and that's what he was gambling on, and it didn't work. And he was gonna have Hauser and Malley be there just in case if it didn't work. Well, it didn't work. It's a damn mess. And what makes me mad? You know what makes me mad, Lou? You know, Buster Posey, he's a Hall of Fame catcher. I want him to be an expert in who to sign for pitching. That's just me, right? The guy was behind the plate for years, right? Yep. He knew what stuff can do and what command and of course the character of the man is going to be able to do for a pitcher, and it fell through, man, and it sucks. It sucks. It is what it is. Hey, he relied on the youth, and the youth did not come through for the rotation this year. McDonald, maybe. Roop, don't know. Birdsong got hurt. It is. Tidwell, he was up for a little bit, but he got sent back down to Sacramento. Who else are we missing? Are we missing? Anyone got anyone else out there? Because, hey, that's what happens,
the same
man.
Thing.
That's what
happens.
Walker
figured out his problem. He's our closer. That failed. Yeah. You know, there was a lot of stuff that, you know, we threw up against the wall and nothing is stuck. It's all falling down.
And again, that's where I'm at. So I think it was a plan that was faulty from the beginning. It was flawed. It was a flawed strategy going into the season the way that they did. And for whatever reason, I don't have the answer. I don't know if it's because the ownership didn't want to spend. Maybe Busser believed in these guys. I don't know. Hey, let's not forget. There was a future Hall of Fame manager who also was advocating for Tyler Malley. Remember? Bruce Bochy said this guy could be a number one if he's healthy. Well, come to find out, I mean, the guy was healthy for most of the season until when he went on the IL for the hamstring. I didn't hear anything about him having a barking hamstring prior to that. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But remember, Bruce Bochy said Malley could be a number one. And that hasn't panned out for whatever reason. So what is it? Man, you guys know just as much as I do. You guys are watching the same game that I'm watching. I just don't. As a Giants fan, I'm just frustrated. It sucks. George, what's up, George? That's our good friend from Chicago, man. Lou is a great addition. Look at that, Lou. You're getting some flowers, man. Cubs sports talk ripping into the Cubs after the Rocky series. Two bad teams. George from Chicago. There we go. How about that? I tell you what. You know what I got to talk about though. Did you see what that whippersnapper did for Milwaukee? Oh my gosh. In Milwaukee, Jacob Mizorowski throws a complete game. 15 punch outs, Lou. 15. My God. I don't know how his arm doesn't just explode. I don't get it. He is a freak of nature. Unbelievable what this kid is doing this year. He's probably going to be the Cy Young. There's no doubt about it, right? Is there anyone that's going to beat him for Cy Young?
Yeah, and you know what's going to be funny about this is if he does win the Cy Young, all the pitching of the analytics is out the door. Throw as hard as you can for as long as you can. Yeah. Don't do all this other stuff. I think the one thing about him is he's from a small market team in the Brewers. And unfortunately, when the Giants went to Milwaukee, they missed him by one game. And what makes Milwaukee good is they have him. And then they have this lefty guy that Giants didn't think was too good named Kyle Harrison. And if you throw out the game in Vegas, again, Vegas now is like Colorado and the Rockies. So whatever stats, just throw that behind you because the ball flies out. All you need to do is hit the ball up and it's gone. But I think it's one of those things now where this is what an ace does. Okay. I'm not saying Webb isn't good, but this guy is someone you talk about. This guy, and this isn't the first game that he's done this. We probably have had 3 games like, oh my God, that guy went 7 and struck out 15. I mean, all you ever hear about the guy is the guy here with his 15 strikeouts, complete game. How many pitches did he pitch?
20,
he pitched
95.
And probably out of 95, 60 of them were over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude. That's nuts.
What I mean? So, and his ERA for the season is 1.34.
That's nuts, man.
And when don't tell me it's who you play when you play. The Giants missed him by one game.
By one
they got
game,
Kyle
dude.
Harrison. So, we all talk about, and again, I think he's 23, 24. This is the type of guy even though pitching's a problem, you say, listen, we'll give you 5 years right now at $15 million. You're set for life. Because once he becomes his big free agent thing, this guy's going to be 30, 40, $50 million a year.
He's going to, hey, maybe buy out his arbitration. And again, maybe you can woo him to be a free agent. Eddie makes a good comment. Says Bochy's Bochy always thinks everyone can be a number one. That's the reason why he's considered highly as a player's manager. There's something to that, but that's not what a skip should be. No, you're too. No, I'm not gonna sit there and criticize Bochy because man, he brought us 3 world championships, so he knows what the hell's going on. But no, I hear what you're saying about being a player's manager. There is something to that. There's no doubt about it.
Eric,
Bird on a Rock. Oh, go ahead.
No. What I was going to say is, so you got to remember, Bochy played 30 years ago. Different type of pitcher. Yeah. The thing you brought up about Buster is Buster with the Giants had some very unique players. The Freak, Mad Bum,
Jonathan Sanchez, Matt Cain.
So different guys. So you brought up a great point. He knows what a good starter is. Why? Because he's seen it hands on. He should be better with the fourth and fifth guys. He should realize, these guys have what it takes, and he's just failed. That's probably my biggest regret. I know the players' offense is different because, hey, Buster was more clutch. He wasn't a great offensive hitter. He hit when it counted. He got the big slam against Cincinnati in the playoffs. But, overall, he was a solid offensive player. He wasn't a beast. But as a catcher, he was a different level. He should know what these pitchers are. He's seen them, and I guess, if you're going to blame with anything, it's the pitching and the people we've gotten and maybe some of the trades he's made involving pitching.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that up.
Rock says Giants are now going to see how much they could save before the lockout. Now there may be something to that. We know how this organization is. NorCal makes a good point. 2 years, $20 million for Hauser, 10 for Malley. They spent, but on the wrong free agents. I agree. They did spend money. They just spent it on the wrong people. And they could have done a trade in offseason. Maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. I definitely know that if the Giants were in it, I think they were going to make some trades. If they were in it at the trade deadline, Lou, they have pieces to make some good trades, but that's off the table now. That's done. Senior says, hey, do you guys think Buster is just going to accept the suck and stick with the Domus, Chap, and Devers? Those are his guys, and he can't trade them. Those are his guys. He can't trade them because it would look bad. No, well, I'll answer your first part because your second question answers your first. It's not whether or not he sticks with them. He's stuck with them. Difference. There's a difference between sticking with someone and being stuck. And it's because of that last sentence. The Giants are stuck with them, man.
Yeah.
If you're going to move off of that, we've gone around and around on this. It is going to cost the Giants dearly to move off of these guys. It just is, man. And you heard Buster Only. He even said that he's talking to other executives, and they said that he's stuck now. Take it for what it's worth. I'm just going by what they're saying.
Hey, Eric, I got a question for you. So somebody earlier, I forgot who it was, said Buster being the president of operations, is that going to hurt him as a baseball player? I have a question, Eric. When you think of basketball, who's the greatest basketball player?
Michael Jordan.
But wait a minute. He was a horrible general manager. And
yes, he was.
But who's still the greatest basketball player?
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's 100%. Two different things. You go car racing. AJ Foyt won 5 Indy 500s. Once he got into ownership, it didn't work. It's completely different.
Interesting. It is.
It's completely different. And, we talked about this. When you think of recently the New York Yankees, okay, they had a shortstop, the captain. But nobody talks about what a horrible GM he was and ownership and the problems he had. When you think of A-Rod, you don't think of him as an owner. It's one of those things. It's completely different. Now, what I see is all of us being fans of Buster. Are we going to forget about what Buster did as a player?
That could happen,
think
man.
about what's recently. And again, that's a judgment call. So I wanted to make sure we brought that up because a couple guys in the chat, I'm sorry, it was earlier when we first started, asked that question. So I wanted to bring that up. Go ahead, Eric.
Lou, that's a great point. Because, him as an executive could tarnish just his name and the allure that Buster Posey has if it keeps going sideways.
South. Yeah.
Right? I mean, it just, we'll see how this pans out because it may not work. Look at Cubbyhole. He says the same thing. And this is going to allude to another observation I want to make. Cubs GM does the same shit. Instead of signing 1 or 2 studs, he bargain shops for number 4s and 5s to fill the rotation. So tired of big market teams trying to play small market when they can't develop starting pitchers. That sounds an awful lot about the San Francisco Giants. Cubby, the Giants, right? For the longest time, they were very well known in developing pitchers, but that hasn't happened in quite some time as far as developing those pitchers. That's a great point, Cubby. And this kind of alludes to why we're going to have work stoppage, because when you got big market teams who are being cheap and don't want to spend the money, players are going to get pissed off. So they're not going to go for a cap. Do you see how that all works, right, Lou? When you got these small market or these large market teams, because if I'm not mistaken, I think the Cubs are number 4. I think they're the 4th richest team right above the Giants.
Yeah.
And they're trying to act like a small market team. And that's wrong. If you're going to be making that much money, well, then you need to invest that money into your product in the field. 100%. I get what you're cubbyhole right there with you, dude. And that's a problem. And that's why there's going to be work stoppage next year, because there's still an issue there. If you have these big market teams that won't spend.
And I think the other two thing that I just want to bring up, and I brought this up when we first started talking about it, this year it's going to be a little bit different because teams like Pittsburgh are going to actually try to get and spend money, not like Detroit, but Pittsburgh, Chicago White Sox, and that's really what makes the trade deadline. So I don't know if you guys saw the White Sox again beat the Dodgers, right? So they're starting to believe. I think they're 5 or 6 games over 500. When the trade deadline, they are going to spend money on a big free agent that might be a renter or, someone like Webb, because they have such youth. They could spend 30 or 40 million picking up guys, and they're still below 150 million on their salary. I think the one thing that they got to do is your bottom 5 teams got to spend the money, because what a lot of teams are doing, like the A's, is they're just taking the profit and putting it in their pocket and giving just an average product. You got to spend the money. It's like the Giants right now are still $20 million below.
Yeah,
Why
they are
$20 million below. Why didn't we spend $3 million on Giolito or something like that? I'm just saying it's one of those things. But when you get it, you got to also qualify the teams that aren't spending money. There are certain teams out there that are happy to finish last. Colorado, them because they're just going the youth movement, which is fine. St. Louis, they're not spending money. But, and it's so weird in baseball. We're talking about teams like Pittsburgh and the White Sox that are going to be active at the trade deadline because they have a chance. And that's why baseball is so unique.
If I'm not mistaken, do the White Sox still lead the AL Central? I saw that the other day. I think the White Sox
put up the standings.
Yeah, take a look because I'm gonna. Hey, Liam, are you out there, dude? Let me know. Are you in the chat? I'm gonna ask you something.
They lead by a half game.
Look at that. They're leading. Can you believe? Here we are. Hey, we're less than 2 weeks away.
Was it 120 games? Was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago. I think they lost close to like 100. Yeah. Huh.
And they got a lot of young guys. That's why I'm saying, they got a lot of young youth. So when you guys talk, I don't want to trade Webb, for the White Sox, you could probably get 3 quality players.
Maybe.
Quality that are probably maybe a year away or 6 months. That's what the Giants got to start thinking. But yeah, they're 37-31. It's unbelievable.
All right, there's Liam. Oh my God, guys. Liam. Okay, hold on. Hey, Liam, I'm gonna send out the link to Liam. Let me copy it. And as we wait for Liam to show up, this is great. This is good stuff. I'm gonna have to bring up Twitter. Liam knows where I'm going with this. But before Liam, there's the link. Did I put it out there? Is it? Yep, it's out there. So while we wait for Liam, guys, sit back and enjoy a nice adult beverage. There we go. Proud sponsors there, Lou. Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, right? Didn't they have the World Cup on? Was able to advance, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they were open Thursday for the World Cup, but also the owner and Enrique himself went to the game down in Mexico. They acquired some tickets from a sponsor.
No
and they
kidding.
said, hey, do you want to come and watch them? So they went down, but they were still open. But
That's awesome, man.
They're very fired up, and they're showing all the games. And one thing, and hey, I just wanted Magpie. You say, why spend now?
Yeah, I was just gonna get to that.
Okay, go ahead, Eric. Sorry about that.
No.
What I was gonna say is, and what we're saying is, the White Sox have a chance to advance in the playoffs. Really, in the American League, are you scared of anyone but really the Yankees? So why not get that pitcher with your young pitchers and go for it? They got a chance to make the playoffs. They got a chance to win the American League. The other thing about the White Sox is they're now getting 35, 40,000 every game. It's one of those things where it's in the air. When they played the Cubs, it literally was like a 2-hour wait to get in. And Liam's going to talk about it. It's completely changed. The team has now got the South Side behind them, and they're going for it. That's what good teams do in good organizations, because they might not have this next year. You don't know.
Yeah, you never know. Magpie, why spin now? If he's talking about the Giants, well, it's too late now.
Yeah.
You needed to do that in the offseason. That's the purpose of the offseason. But they failed to do that, Magpie. So, hey.
And he might be confused. I was saying why other teams would,
maybe.
That's it. So if he was missing, but go ahead.
Let's bring on our good buddy from the UK. What is up, Liam? Dude, how's it going, man?
It's going good. How are you guys? Not much to talk about tonight, but at least Bryce Eldridge went through for 4. I mean, that's the most exciting thing about the Giants right now.
Okay, Liam, I got to do this because this was absolutely fantastic. Guys, if you don't have a subscribe to Jolly Good Takes, go take a listen. Not only do you stream Giants, you stream other MLB games too as well, don't you?
Am I still there? Sorry, yeah. I'm back. I think I lost you for a second, but
no problem.
I'm back now.
I was going to say, not only do you stream Giants games, but you also stream.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me? Hello. Oh, we might have technical difficulties. Can you hear me, Liam? Yeah. Test 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we got here.
I'm back.
You hear me?
I'm back.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Don't tell me he has he was there for the pinch hit of the new superstar for the White Sox. When he hit extra innings. Don't tell me that. Timing, or all right, Liam. Eric was saying you also do other live streams beside the Giants. Is there someone we should be that you are enjoying beside the Giants streaming? Like who else are you following? And recently, has there been any interesting games that has maybe happened that you were part of?
So I like to watch the Braves and the Athletics. Well, because they're offensive teams. One, the Braves are on super early over here compared to everyone else. So I like watching the Braves. And then the A's, just their young talent as well. But I think the clip Eric's referring to goes back to the Giants Nationals game on Wednesday.
Oh my God, guys! I'm telling you, Lou. Wait till you see this reaction. Wait till you want to talk about total, absolutely losing your mind. I mean, it's so bad that he overmodulates his mic. You can't hear half the things he's saying, but the expression on his face. My God. Your video's frozen, but we hear you just fine, Liam. So, man,
all right.
I'm like, I want to get your reaction afterwards, man. This is absolutely again, guys. This was from Wednesday. The magnificent walk off by young.
I noticed his rally cap first of all. Eric,
yes,
you gotta love that. You gotta love.
Ain't that awesome,
cap.
dude? Liam, that was huge, man. That rally cap was fantastic. All right, let's take a listen.
Working or
is
it just my voice?
No, it's just your voice. Your video's frozen.
That's fine.
All right. Here we go. This is great, guys. Here we go.
Hey, cook for game 1. For the legacy. 2-0. I drive. It is. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I do not believe it. Believe it. Greatest game of the year. Oh my God. 11-10 Giants win. What's that? Bryce Eldridge, man. You are the future of the San Francisco Giants. You are the future of the Giants. Lock this man up long term. I can't believe it. 11-10. The Giants win. I will never see a game like this. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Oh, my God.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm telling you. Okay, now you're good. You're good. Dude.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I was in total shock,
pure enthusiasm right there, man.
I never thought I'd be getting excited for any Giants moment this year. I thought, wow, what a bad time to start. And then I just could not believe it. I actually just had a feeling as well. Sometimes you get
that feeling, right? I was feeling pretty good. I didn't know it was going to be like that, but that was just awesome. That was freaking fantastic.
I don't think my mic could handle it though. I've had to mess around with some of the settings. Yeah,
I hear you. It's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is.
Rookie streamer over here, not like you guys.
No, dude, come on, man. That was awesome. I kind of lose it too. Remember that triple play? That was so fucking funny, man. Excuse my French.
Oh yeah.
Was it the Padres? Remember that, Lou? It was the Padres and Dodgers. What was it 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago? And to end the game, the Padres were able to get a triple play to end it. And I thought there was a fight going on the way because following the little dots and everything. Dude, it was hilarious. Good stuff.
Yeah, anyways, I was just gonna say I found the Giants triple play in spring training exciting.
So, I forgot about that. They did turn one in spring training. What's up, buddy? But again,
Liam, I have a question.
Go for it, Lou.
Obviously, you probably were watching when Bailey hit the inside the park 3-run homer, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, that was super exciting. Were you more shocked about this one because it was 9-1 and then 9-5 and it was building, or the Bailey one that was just sort of out of nowhere? You know what I mean? Two different settings, two great things for the Giants. I mean, what's sort of funny is with Eldridge, it was one of those things where in sports, they talked about it, but it was also the same night as an NBA game that was even more incredible.
Yeah.
And the Giants next day were off. If you remember when the inside the park in Philly, nothing else happened that night. So it was on ESPN. It was on every local channel. It was just one of those things. But, still great things. One of the things me and Eric talk about is last year, Bailey had two of the biggest, probably three best moments of Giants history, but we still were a 500 team. I think this year, at least, if we think of the season, if we're going to think about one thing, it's Eldridge coming out of his shell and taking giant steps. And, of course, the one game. Because remember, before that at bat, he was 0 for 4, which even made it even bigger. The grand slam. You know what I mean? That pitcher just didn't have it, and then he hit it. And I thought you did sort of what everybody else did. You got caught in the moment, and that's why we enjoy sports in general. It was unbelievable.
I know the ups and downs of baseball are crazy. Today, it's like, just what's happened today? Wednesday, I lost my mind. I couldn't wipe the smile off my face for like 48 hours. But in terms of shock, I would say when Eldridge came up, I just knew he was going to hit a grand slam. When Bailey did it, that was unexpected.
That was unexpected.
I was more not expecting the Giants to come back on Wednesday than the Bailey one. But when it got to the moment, the Bailey one was definitely a bigger surprise. I mean, I was just there happy, my stream, it was going well. There was like a lot of people in there, and I was like, you know what, the game's rubbish, but we had loads of people betting on the game and winning money, and I was like, hey, at least you're winning money. They're like, oh, I've got the Nationals to win. I was like, oh, there's free money for you. And then
Liam, I don't know if you listened to our chat the night before. So I'm not sure if Eric was there. I can't remember, but me and Glenn were saying, when is he going to show up in a big moment? When is he going to show up? And of course, we keep saying it. The next day, we were happy to take the size 13.5, where the sun doesn't shine, because he proved us wrong. But we were like waiting for it. And I'm sort of glad, because after that, if you saw tonight, he just seemed a lot more relaxed, like he's arrived. He doesn't need to prove himself. They're going to be playing him every day. And it's sort of amazing. You have that one thing like tonight. If he didn't hit that grand slam, he probably wouldn't have hit the homer in the ninth. But, he's just out there having fun now, where before it was almost like, my God, am I going to play today? No, I'm not going to play. And, it's just amazing how one game can really give somebody confidence. And I'm really hoping that Eldridge can just, do the usual, 1 for 3, 2 for 4, 2 walks, because really before he hit that, I think what really helped him is he was taking walks. He was seeing the ball. He wasn't striking out on bad pitches. And, if there's anything you're going to grow of, that's the huge sign of maturity and getting better in the game. Sorry, Eric.
No, perfect. Spot on. Yeah, because and that's what I wanted to see. I just wanted him to see what he was going to do with Major League pitching. And the most impressive thing isn't his power or his home runs, or it's his discipline at the plate. It's been absolutely fantastic.
I like his response, getting moved up to number 2, 3 for 4. And he's that type of guy. He comes across to me as that type of guy that wants to take the pressure, take the responsibility of the franchise. And I think that's what's most exciting. We haven't had a guy like this for years. So
no,
but it's still early, right? So we've got to
so Liam, who does he compare you to coming up with the excitement? Would it have been like a Buster, or was Buster so long ago? Maybe, is there anyone you can sort of compare that, because obviously, you're a fan of the Giants. It takes superstars to keep watching this team. I mean, me, Eric, and Glenn do this show because we enjoy baseball. If we were doing the Colorado Rockies, we'd still be doing it, even though with a losing record. But who does he remind you of? And say he doesn't reach that super level, who would you be satisfied, of being? Because I bought up Buster as a player. And a couple guys in the chat said, Lou, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't think he was overpairing. I just thought Buster was really clutch. When there was a big moment, he saw it and took advantage of it. I almost say the same thing. When you think of probably the greatest hitter in playoffs, you got to think of a guy that didn't even play in one of the World Series, Panda. My God, he hit 3 in 1 home, game.
Mm-hmm.
He had an amazing series. So who, you being more of a younger fan, who does he remind you of? And if it's not a Giant, maybe someone we can compare him to, because I sort of know who he is to me, but tell me who you, being a fan of, who he might be comparing to. If it's not a Giant, maybe somebody else in the league, so you can get everybody else excited like you're excited about.
I don't want to get carried away. Lou, maybe not. To me, Bryce Harper. I don't know. That's who I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow,
and,
Bryce.
Bryce Harper wasn't Bryce Harper like the first pick of the first round? But
he was the first. He actually went to a junior college to come out early. He actually was up in Reno, Nevada. He went to a junior college, and then he actually, I don't know if he went to court, but he did something that nobody else had done, so he could be in the draft. And then, of course, they did a write-up, and he just dominated, And I think one of the things maybe we didn't really talk about until right now, talking to you, is maybe it just took a while to get used to the wooden bat. When him growing up in college and everything, these guys have aluminum bats, and you've seen it before. Guys are great in college, but that wooden bat is just different.
Makes a difference.
It makes a difference. So maybe that's why, because, his expectations have been so big for so long. But I think, I always thought of a Harper too myself, being a lefty.
Yeah.
The one thing too is we don't talk about, he's so tall, I mean,
I know. Yeah.
It's different, but I think that's a great call with Harper. That's why I said you can do another team. But
I know. There's been no Giants prospect since I've been watching that I can compare him to. So
how about this one, Lou? Now, he doesn't match his physical attributes, but as far as his approach to the plate, why not Will Clark?
Anthony?
Will Clark.
Yeah, but Will had that very unique swing.
He did, though. His swing was beautiful. Come on.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the
natural,
approach.
but the approach.
I'm talking remember, because he wasn't a guy that struck out a lot. He hit where the pitch was pitched, and that's what Bryce does. He's not an all for nothing guy. He has a plan, just like Will Clark. He had a plan. He'll spit on pitches, man. And I love to see it, man. I mean, come on.
Is that what shocks you most about Bryce Eldridge?
Yes,
strikeout rate,
dude.
He was going to strike out like crazy,
dude. I thought he was going to be like, oh, this dude is going to get freaking destroyed by Major League pitch, and he is showing a keen eye, and that is something that what I like about that too. You ain't going to go into slumps if you have an eye like that, unless you're facing a pitcher that you just can't see. And look, there's going to be times you're going to face guys like that. If he continues that approach, it's going to be hard for him to slump. Look, he may not as far as striking out is concerned. Look, when he makes contact, that may change depending, because your body changes and you may tweak something, whatever. But as far as his eye is concerned, man, I love his eye right now.
I thought he may be like a Kyle Schwarber, like a low 200s batting average, but hit a load of bombs. But so far, he's proven me wrong because
And would you tell me this?
It's going to be higher.
Would you be disappointed if the guy batted 290 with only say 20 or 25 home runs, but has a boatload of doubles? I mean, come on, and has a high on base. I would take it. Look, I don't want him to be a 40 home run guy. I don't want him to be a 30 home run guy. I just want him to be a damn good baseball player. And if it means that he goes out there and hits those, okay, go for it.
So do you know what you guys have just described?
Lay it on us, Lou.
A guy that fits Oracle Park perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need a guy with 40 homers. We need a guy with 30 doubles. A guy
there
that's
you
about
go.
275. And one of the things, Liam, is you might not have been on, but one of the things me and Eric talked about is all of a sudden Jung-Hoo Lee has gotten really good, right? Using the field. And, I'm going to give Eric the credit because, we talked about it as a group, but I think Luis Arias has really helped all the lefties. When you get a chance for a professional hitter, a guy that's won the batting title, Eldridge goes to him and says, listen, I need help. What do you recommend? How could I be as good as you? And I know that Lee has been saying one of the things is, if you notice, Lee, he's slapping the ball more the opposite way.
Yeah.
Where I
so
think
does
last
Eldridge.
year, so is Eldridge. And I think if you remember Lee last year, he would try to pull that, and it was the same play, a weak grounder to second. Now he's going the opposite way. So I think, we all talk about possibly trading Arias, but I think even better is maybe we should sign him for a couple more years because look what he's doing. He's making these other guys that are very important to the lineup better. And now instead of only having maybe one or two guys that are professional hitters, we might have three. And when you look at that, forget about bringing in the fences. Keep them where they are because you have now players that are actually fitting that stadium perfect. Now all you got to do priority is pitching. So,
Lou, I love what you're speaking here because I would, if Eldridge is going
I'm
to
done, guys. Thanks. I'm done for the year. I finally had my grand slam moment.
If Eldridge is going to arise to get that knowledge, dude, that tells me Eldridge has a much higher IQ than I give him.
Much more mature than a 21.
Right? If he's going to go out there and talk to Arise and say, hey, how are you good at your craft with the bat? And he takes lessons from that. Come on, dude. That will speak volumes to me.
And honestly. I think he said Chapman's helped him out a lot as well. So if he's taking all this information in from the veterans,
that's what you
may
do.
Not like the veterans, but at least it's helping Bryce out.
Look, and I used to tell this to my airmen, right? When I was in the Air Force, be a sponge. I used to tell when I was an instructor before the kids went off to their first duty assignment, I would tell them, guys, just be a sponge. Learn from these guys who have been doing it for years. And you'll know, trust me, you'll know when things are good and when things are bad. And that's all I can ask of Bryce Eldridge. You go out there, you be a sponge, you learn from these guys, and then all it's going to do is make you better. Look, is it going to happen instantaneously? No, it may take a little bit of time. But you go out there and you learn from these guys because, hey, they're in the major leagues, man. And if they're having success at the major league, they must be doing something right. And if they're doing something right, then how the hell can I not listen to these guys?
Yeah.
100%.
I think Joey Lee's what an incredible season.
Dude.
I mean,
I know. We could just do this just real quick before we get out of here about the draft. Come on, Chardall. You don't keep talking in there, man. Just that's why I kicked you out, man. You kept spamming the chat. About the draft, I keep seeing that the Giants may be in on the Lombard kid, the shortstop
from UCLA, right?
No. That's the other guy. That's the other.
Okay.
I can't remember where this kid's from. But man, I don't want him. We don't need another shortstop. I want a pitcher. I know a lot of people are talking about Jackson Flora, and that's the guy I think they need to go after. But man, I got a feeling he might go early. If he goes early, that's just gonna suck, dude. It's gonna suck because the Giants right now, their need, right? Look, if you need a position player, then you go. You go for Lombard because the shortstop could play anywhere. But their need is a starting pitcher, and they need. I hope that Flora will drop to the Giants, but we'll see. There's 3 picks ahead of them.
I think they're never going to take him. I just think with all the reports, I would, but I don't think they will. I think they're going for a bat, which they've got too many bats, or they need to trade some bats in their minor league system for other minor league pitchers.
Well, then okay. But maybe you do that. Hey, look, maybe you do that. Maybe
my prediction is they're going to draft the catcher, Vaughn Lackey. I think that's if he's still on there, that's where I think they're going to go.
In the first round, the fourth pick.
I think he's projected to go top 3. I think, but if he falls to them, I don't know. I think Buster, if he likes that catcher, I think he's
man. But remember, it wasn't that long ago. They had the number 2 pick.
Could you imagine? Yeah.
That didn't work out so well. So I don't know. I mean, we need a damn start. We need a legitimate, like a dude out of the draft. That's a starting pitcher.
I think you trade Logan Webb as well for starters. Sorry, Lee. Sorry to interrupt.
No. I was going to ask you guys because I don't have the draft in front of me. Is that still like that Friday before the All-Star where they sort of now put everything all in together? Before All-Star weekend, like they did last year? Is that when
I think it's all part of it. All-Star, the amateur draft is all part of the All-Star.
I believe it begins 10th or 11th of July. I don't know when the All-Star break is, but...
And Bernard, hey, maybe, I think, Liam, you're talking about this, draft another shortstop and trade. You could. That could be an option. Maybe they draft, and then in the off-ball, the problem is... okay, let's just say there is an off-season. Even though there isn't going to be an offseason, if there's an offseason, yes, you could trade one of your young shortstops for a legitimate starting pitcher. You could do that. That could be the plan, Bird. But as we know, that's probably not going to happen anytime soon.
And if they get another shortstop, fresh my memory, Eric, aren't the guys from the international draft both shortstops?
Oh, both are shortstop. Both of those guys are shortstops. Yeah. Johnny Level is a shortstop. The guy they drafted the last time? Killian.
Yeah.
He's a shortstop.
Are they trying to do like what the San Diego Padres did a couple years ago, where they actually drafted 3 straight catchers and they had 2 major league catchers on their team? Yeah. With Benito Santiago, and I forgot who the other one was, and they used it as a bait to get a pitcher. But I think you bring up a good point. I mean, if we're going to do that, they got to have a plan. You get this guy for plan A. If the guy falls in your lap, then you got to go to plan B. But, recently with the Giants, they never get plan A or plan B, and they wind up going E, the simple one. So
I know. Hey, Liam, let me get you out of here. I'm going to just bring in Chardonnay just for a short minute, and then we'll get out of here.
No worries.
Hey, thanks for coming on, man.
Talk to you.
Yeah, you called me just before I went to sleep, so it was
perfect.
Hey, all right. My bad. Hey.
No.
Come on.
Oh, good. I like coming on. So Thanks, Lou and Eric. Yeah.
Again,
Until next
congrats
time.
and good luck on Jolly Gold Takes. Hopefully that was a spike in your subscriptions. And everyone, go on there, subscribe to his channel, help him out. He helps us out.
There you go.
Appreciate it, guys. Yeah.
Right on, Liam. All right, take care, my friend.
Yeah.
All right, there was Liam, our good friend from across the pond. Huge
like
Giants
him.
fans over there. A huge Giants fan over there in the UK. That's
We got to
awesome.
get him out here for a game in my seats.
Yeah,
He's
he's going to
worth
come
it.
out next year. And he said next year. This
Perfect.
year, he said he might go see the Giants in Fenway, which is
Ooh,
that
Boston,
would be
okay.
cool. That'd be
Awesome.
cool. All right, let's get this over with so we can get out of here. Chardall, what's up, dude? What do you got, man? All right, see ya, Chardall. That was it. All right, Chardall doesn't want to speak, so that's it. Thanks, Chardall. Appreciate that, my friend. All right, real quick, what do we got?
Boy,
tomorrow?
a good show considering we lost.
It
Very
was a good
active
show,
tonight.
right?
Yeah, good Friday
Hey.
night. I know we didn't bring out the disco balls because Glenn
No,
forgot
not
to
at
plug
all.
them in, so they ran out of batteries. So it's just me and Eric tonight.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's late. I get it. Let's get to the super chat. But hey, guys, the chat tonight, you guys are on fire. Fantastic comments. I love the back and forth. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. $5 from Quinn. Again, this is our resident Chicago White Sox fan. Says, my White Sox took 2 from the Braves and beat the Dodgers 8-2 tonight. Had a 7th run, 5th inning. I tell you what, wow. Thanks, Cubby Noel. Hey, dude, you're welcome here anytime. Hey, you want to come on the show? Maybe come on Saturday or come on tomorrow. I know it's kind of late over there if you're in Chicago.
And
Yeah, you
by
wanna
the
come on?
way,
I'd love to hear what you have to say.
hey, Quinn, I'm a big White Sox supporter. I was telling Eric now, the White Sox are back. Fans are showing up. And I think one of the great things that I'm really excited about is you've only been with us maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you're always contributing. So glad you're part of the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live.
There you go, man. Absolutely. He's going to come this year. Dude, we got to get something set up.
Yeah,
gotta get
let
something
us
set
know
up,
the
dude.
dates, and I'll make
Let
sure
us know
we
the dates,
we
dude.
have my seats. We'd love for you to be our
Yeah.
guest.
Yes, there you
And
go.
Eric will buy the
dude.
first round. Oh, that's
There
right.
you
It's included in
go.
the tickets.
Why not? I'll do that. Why not? Where was I going to go? Okay.
I like what Bird on the Rock
Kobe
said.
Hall. Yeah, Kobe Hall again. If you want to come on the show, man, more than welcome. When I throw best
Bird
shirt
on the
on
Rock.
appearance ever. Yeah, I see that. All right. Last time, Chardall. This is it, man. You better be Johnny on the spot. I don't mess around. Come on. All right, Chardall. What's up, dude?
Hey Eric, I'm a big fan of Giant Sports Talk Live. You make some great
Yeah, we
content
know
based
you're a
on the
big fan.
platform.
Yeah, okay, come on.
The San Francisco Giants got
hey,
pushwhacked by the Chicago Cubs, losing 5-0, and they weren't
didn't
able
lose
to
5-0,
gain any
Chardall.
momentum
Listen
in the
to me.
whole game. And
Listen
if they
to me.
continue to play like this,
Got to know the score if you're going to come on the air.
My
Especially
God.
since the game ended an hour and 40 minutes
Last
ago.
time, dude. You know how this goes, man. 3 strikes, you're out. All right, Chardall, we understand. Love the channel. Big
Eric
fan.
and
I got it.
Lou,
Stop.
I'm a
Stop.
big fan
Stop.
of Giant Sports Talk Live.
And that's it. I'm done. I'm over. I'm over it.
There's
I'm over
tomorrow.
it.
Come back tomorrow.
My God, he can't even, dude, he can't even stop. I was giving him his opportunity. Hey, dude, I want to hear about
Gotta
the
be
game,
ready.
what you think about the Giants. He comes in with the same stuff every day. We get it. We understand. We appreciate you, dude.
Yep.
But my God, come on. Come on, man. You want to try one more time, Chardall? You want to try one more time? Huh? You want to try one more time? Look, I'm giving you a mulligan here. I'm giving you a mulligan. Come in one more time. If you don't come in, all right, whatever. But if you do, one more time. There you go. But real quick tomorrow. So who is going tomorrow? McDonald, because you're going to the game tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Lou?
But I'll probably do my usual leave like the 8th inning, get here. It's a very
man, you wanna
weird
enjoy
start,
it?
but yeah, I'm with my nephew. He's with his girlfriend.
Yeah,
You know how it is when you're young in love. And I'm not with a girl, so I'm with the brother of the girlfriend, so it's always
Oh.
good. Hey, I got to get out and do my show.
Gotcha. There you go. Ben
Yeah, let's
Brown.
just make sure. Very weird time tomorrow too. Like I said, it's what time's the game tomorrow night? Yeah, 7:05 for a Saturday night. Yeah.
Wow. So Ben Brown versus Trevor McDonald. It's going to be a good pitching matchup. Ben Brown's been pretty good for the Cubs. And Trevor McDonald has been throwing the ball pretty well too. Ben Brown, aka Arnold, yeah. I hear you, Cubby. Man, the guy's been playing pretty good baseball. Talking about Ben Brown, throwing the ball well. So we'll see how it's going to be a night game. So what's supposed to be? Boy, you want to talk about being warm today? My goodness. Woo. Yeah, go ahead, Chardall. You could come back.
Eric, it was so crappy. It's very overcast here. And I don't know if you saw the game, if you watched some of the game, because I know, everyone was watching the World Cup, getting caught up in U.S. fever, which is fine.
Yeah.
If you watch sort of the late innings, everyone was bungled up. It was overcast, foggy.
I saw that. I saw the players with beanies on. I'm like,
yeah, it's quite different. Now, if you go to like Robin Williams Tunnel Marin, it's 25 degrees warmer. If you go over the Bay Bridge, it's probably 15 degrees warmer. If you go up to like Santa Rosa, it's 20, but we're just locked in the fog. So tomorrow, of course, I'll be wearing my Giant Sports Talk Live pullover from Tom.
There you go. Warm. Nice. Hurry up, Chardon. Okay, there he is. My God. All right. What do you got, Chardon?
Hi, Eric and Lou. I'm a big fan of of Giant Sports Talk Live. The Giants struggled to find any momentum in this game, and they got bushwhacked by the Cubs 5-0 with Pete Crow Armstrong, Dansby Swanson against a really good Chicago Cubs team. The Giants have to play better in Game 2. They have to play better because they didn't play good today. They fell
and they
flat
lost
on their
5-1.
faces, and
hey, they lost 5-1.
5-0.
Chardon, 5-1. How did the Giants get that one run?
On a Bryce Eldridge home run.
Then why did you say it's 5-0, dude?
Let me restart my intro. Hi. I'm a big fan of Giant Sports Talk Live, and you two make some great content on the platform. Giants got bushwhacked by the Cubs 5-1 on a Bryce Eldridge home run.
All right, there you go. Right on. What'd you think of? Hey, tell me, what'd you think of Landon Rube?
Landon Rube got rocked today. He gave up 4 runs and 4 hits, and he had 5 strikeouts.
He did.
Landon Rube is one of our best pitchers, and he needs to play better.
No, he's not running the best. I don't know. What'd you think of Eric Miller coming into the game?
Eric Miller shouldn't come in the game.
Yeah, you're facing a lefty. Who else would you have brought in? Who would you have brought in, Chardall?
Ryan Walker.
Ryan Walker. To face a lefty?
To face a lefty, Ryan Walker.
Okay. Interesting.
Lou, what do the San Francisco Giants have to do if they want to bounce back from this loss in Game 2?
Oh, you're muted, Lou.
You play a clean game and try to put a couple hits together. If you notice tonight, only the number 1 batter, Arias, and Eldridge were the only guys that got hits. So you got to put a couple hits together, and you got to have the starting pitcher, no leadoff walks. Both times, the 4th and 5th inning, Roop, first batter, walked, and they all came around to score. That's the most important. No walks, and put a couple hits together. If not, it'll probably be right around the same score, 5-1.
The 805 Chargers say, I was at the Giants game at the Cubs last Sunday night. That's awesome, dude. That was a good game. 805. Hey, you know who else? Dean. Dean was out there too, man. Wow, we had a few guys from that's 2 guys that were in our chat that were at the Sunday night game in Chicago. That's pretty freaking awesome, man. Love it.
Lou, I don't think I'll ever get a chance to hear "I Left My Heart in San Francisco" by Tony Bennett after Giants win. We might not ever hear that song if the Cubs sweep the Giants, we might never hear that song at Oracle Park. We might never hear that beautiful, heartwarming song when we win. It's a beautiful song when the Giants win. It's beautiful, but we're just not playing our best baseball right now. I mean, we're 14 games behind 500, and we just have
You
to
had that right.
we have to do better because this team, it has potential. The Giants team has lots and lots and lots of potential to be a really good team, but they're just not sure. They're not showing it.
It's been the whole
They're
year.
not
It's
they're not
nothing
proving
new.
themselves. When you don't
Yep.
prove yourself, how are you gonna be a good team? You don't prove yourself to show all the fans that you're a good team.
Well, I don't think they're going to lose every home game, so I'm pretty sure we will hear Tony Bennett one time. I don't know if you noticed, we still have 90-something games left, so I'm pretty sure at home we're going to win a few.
Man,
but you bring up some good points, Chardol. It's frustrating. And, I call it the yo-yo San Francisco Giants, and Eric always says 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And it's really, really tough. I mean, everybody in the chat, Chardol, I know you weren't here, but on Wednesday after the dramatic win, we're going crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. And Eric said, hey, guys, it's only one game. It's only one game.
Yeah,
and,
that's it.
The thing is, we lost tonight, so now we've lost 2 out of 3. And knowing the Giants, they might have a little losing streak. We're going to forget about how great that win was.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Great point, Lou. Yeah. And look, I had some discussions going on earlier today on Twitter where someone posted, hey, they're only 8 games out of the wild card. But I was like, guys, I get it. It's 8 games out of wild card, but you got to jump 8 teams.
Yeah.
There's a difference, right? There's
difference.
A difference between jumping 8 games if you only have a couple of teams ahead of you. But when you have 8 teams ahead of you, that's not easy, man. It isn't. It's not impossible, but I'll tell you what, it's not going to be easy. So it is what it is. Chardot, so when's the next time you're going to the Giants game, man?
I'm gonna look at the schedule. I don't know when I'm going to go to a Giants game next. But Coleman, Coleman from Coleman Sports. Yeah. He's a longtime Cubs fan. Every time we play the Cubs, we always lose because they have such a good team. They have Dansby Swanson, they have Pete Crow Armstrong, Moises Ballesteros, the catcher. A lot of great players on that team. But he always roasts the Giants when we play him. Like we get into a banter.
Nice.
And then that's what friends do, right? You get another team, you get in friendly banter when you get with.
Well, hey, Chardot, did you tell him? Did you tell him? Hey, did you already forget what happened last weekend when we took 2 out of 3 from you?
We took 2 out of 3, man.
So he didn't feel good when we took 2 out of 3, and we took the series. That felt really good, and I was so optimistic that we would take 2 out of 3. I even predicted it early that on his birthday when they did the last game of the Cubs and Giants series in Wrigley Field.
The big
I predicted
win.
that we would take 2 out of 3 from the Cubs, and I was right. I'm rarely right.
Right. That's okay.
I make predictions. Okay. I'm wrong. Sometimes I'm right.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. Honestly, it's just you're just having fun.
Lou, you and Eric are the heart, soul, and blood of this YouTube channel. You do great stuff over here.
Chardol, even though your really favorite's not on here, it takes all 3 of us to make GSL great. Eric and Glenn were getting close to the top. They said, Lou, will you join us to make sure we're number 1? It takes all 3 of us. Trust me.
Nice, Lou.
Eric, I would love to come on here when Glenn is here. So the whole gang, Glenn can be on here.
Right on.
Whenever Glenn's here, he adds a lot of. He makes this show great, but you two are the main reasons behind the show.
Appreciate that, Chardot. By the way, did you guys go to your Valkyries game yet?
I didn't go to a Valkyries game with Glenn.
No, you guys got to get out to the Valhalla, right?
Valhalla?
Right.
Lou, you're great as well. Lou, you're phenomenal as well. I like what you bring.
We've been going an hour and 25, man. We got to get out of here. We're going a little bit long.
So I'll join you for the post-game show tomorrow.
Yep. See you in the post game tomorrow. It's going to be another late
Are you
one,
going to
so,
send me the link and then can I hop on?
Maybe. We'll see.
You want me to send you my email and you can send the link to my email?
That's okay. Just when we see you in the
Because
chat,
normally when I come on the show, I rather prefer sending it to my email. Because Eric, you shouldn't put the link in the chat because anybody can click on the link. When you send it to
but
my
we got to
email,
bring them
it
in.
goes
But
to
we
me.
got to bring them in the show, so it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. So Giants lose an absolute heartbreaker to the Chicago Cubs 5-1 on a Bryce Eldridge home run. And I really love everything you bring. And if I'm not able to come on the post game show, I'll definitely be in the live chat.
Right on.
Beautiful.
All right, Shardall. Thanks, buddy. Enjoy the rest
See
of
you
your
later.
Friday night, my friend. All right, there was the great Shardall. Look at that. He even gave that. He gave the little summary there, Lou. Yes.
Yeah, the
Giants
one
gave-
thing is the Giants lost 5-1, and it would have been a shutout because Eldridge didn't play for the Cubs and hit a 5-run homer, and it wasn't a heartbreaker. But some people see games differently. But the big thing tonight is the Giants weren't shut out because Eldridge did get a big bomb. And I thought what was nice is this is now back-to-back games with Eldridge going.
Yeah.
Deep. So, I think it's good. And, like I said, tomorrow, I think the keys tomorrow, like every game, you got to have good starting pitching. No leadoff walks. Leadoff walks kill. I don't care if you only do 3 walks the whole game. I'd rather do it with 2 outs. But when you do a leadoff one, it kills you, especially with some of these teams, of what we experienced. They make you pay. Like Washington, they make you pay with that leadoff. So I think that's the key tomorrow. So that's
absolutely. And Lou, you'll be there tomorrow night. So
I'll be there. So
guys,
if anyone's at the game, come on.
Oh,
by.
Robbie Dizzle.
Okay.
I think he said he wanted to meet up with you. So
right.
yeah, maybe you can meet up with him. That'd be awesome.
Sounds good. I'll be around.
All right, guys. So tune in tomorrow night, guys. Probably around the same time, 10, 15,
10-ish.
somewhere around there. And we'll do it all over again. Again, Giants lose 5-1. And the misery continues. All right, Lou, thanks for hanging in there, man. And we'll be back at it tomorrow night. Guys, be good. And again, by the way, thanks to Quinn for that super chat. And again, I already said it once. I'll say it again. The chat was great tonight. Good stuff, man.
And thanks, Liam.
From Liam. Also, Shardall.
I know you were about to sleep. Yeah, and Shardall. And thanks for the chats. I know our boy, Mr. White Sox. So thanks, Quint.
Absolutely. Get the hell out of here. All right, guys. Be good. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. See ya.
You too.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.